One.
Okay.
Again, we're doing this for the Elkhorn Ridge Middle School, and these three here are helping us film today. And this is Jean Witt and Marilou Witt Kirkland. They're brother and sister. I'm Patsy Schmidt again, talking about Elkhorn and its past. And who's older, Jean? Jean is older, and he graduated from Elkhorn. 1944, 60 years out of school this year.
That's right.
Yeah, and Marilou graduated in 45. Right, from Elkhorn High School. So were you born here in Elkhorn?
Yeah, we were both.
You were both born here in Elkhorn. Did you always live in the house up there off of Main Street?
Yeah,
That little house up there? And your mother, Maria Goodhart Witt, was born on Main Street.
Downtown,
next to the saloon, downtown.
And then Veronica was born up in the new house.
In the new house. By that time it had a bathtub. She told me one time, the first house in town to have a bathtub. A quad bathtub. But, so your origins are the Goodharts and the Witts. What was your Grandma Goodhart's maiden name? McInerney, and she was the Irish connection.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
She was from Council Bluffs.
From Council Bluffs.
1/4 Irish and 3/4 German.
3/4 German. How did they come to reside here in Elkhorn? Did they meet somewhere and marry and come here?
I think
the Goodhart, I think we're here first. And then they must have written back to Germany and said this is a good place to come to. But both of my great-grandfathers came from the same place.
In Germany.
In Germany. They came from a town named Cromwell. Next, near Marne. We went to visit it there. The church had burned down in 1900, so it destroyed the records.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't have any baptismal records at the Lutheran church.
Mm-hmm. So now this George Henry Goodhart, he came here to Elkhorn
They came as children.
As children?
Yeah.
Well, actually...
The two grandfathers were the same age, but they came about 15 years apart.
Oh.
The Goodharts came first, and then the Witts. They must have written this Cromwell. I went to the town. It was only about maybe a couple dozen houses, little brick houses with thatched roofs. Mm-hmm. And it's near the North Sea.
Of the part of the country of Germany.
Schleswig-Holstein.
Okay. And in all my studies I've been doing around here, most of the Germans that did come and reside here in Elkhorn and make their living were from that same area, Schleswig-Holstein. Mm-hmm. I noticed. Now,
our grandfather Witt, Nick Witt,
came
when he was 16 because he was going to be conscripted into the army.
The same age as.
And so the family sent him over first, just to get him out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the family followed.
Followed afterwards. So they brought the extended family over here. Everybody did. Okay. So, like on Main Street, Goodharts had the business of the saloon.
Yeah.
And the Witts had the livery stable. Mm-hmm. Went from horses then into cars. What kind of cars did they sell?
I don't know. They started out with Fords, I think. And then
Fords?
Fords and Chevrolets.
And you both were born after the Lincoln Highway went through and stuff. But
our father was the timekeeper for the Lincoln Highway when it was installed.
He was a timekeeper.
Timekeeper for the workers that
were... For your dad, Heine. Mm-hmm. Heine Witt. He was what was Heine's mother's maiden name?
Donecker.
Donecker? Mm-hmm. Was that the ones from, like, the Bennington area? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right, she's from Bennington.
From the Bennington area, so...
The Witts kind of waited back and forth from Bennington to Elkhorn.
Okay.
And they ran a general store in Bennington, and the store burned down. And then that's how they moved back to Elkhorn.
Back to Elkhorn.
The bakery stable in 1914.
Okay. So were you always members of St. Pat's Church?
Oh, yeah.
You were? And, and all the... your mother, did she, when she graduated from high school, did she get a teaching certificate? Because she began teaching...
Well, they both went to Midland.
Oh, they did?
My dad and my mother both
You're,
went to
oh,
Midland
they
College.
both went to Midland College.
And then she taught in a country school out here. It used to be by Quinn's.
Like
What
Quinn.
is
By
that
Quinn's?
road? There was a schoolhouse
Sure.
in between Blondo
On-
and...
East of Quinn's up,
Mm-hmm.
country school.
There was a country school out that's, yeah, since closing come into town here. Yeah. So that was your mother, because I know she's the very first graduate,
Well, they
and-
only had 10 grades,
right.
and so she graduated from 10 grades, and then 2 years later they added to the 12th grade,
So
so
she,
she went back.
she came back here and graduated in 1960.
She and her brother Earl Goodhart were classmates,
Mm-hmm.
and Ed Quinn,
Mm-hmm.
and Feeny Kerner.
Mm-hmm.
They had a list of the graduates.
There are only about 4 or 5.
Yes,
Remember, George Holling was in there
Oh, George
someplace.
Holland.
sure. And those guys were all,
That
like,
was
did your
all-
dad help on the Lincoln Highway, or he was the timekeeper?
He was the timekeeper for the Lincoln Highway. I don't know how that happened, but that's all. I just remember traveling the Lincoln Highway. He was, must have been in 1920 after he came back from the army. When
He was
Came
in
back
World
from
War
Midland.
One?
World War I, yes.
Your
They
dad was.
went to France with the 84th Infantry Division.
And they drove those old-fashioned trucks with the hard wheels from Lincoln
The
To
pier
New
in
York.
New York.
To New York.
through mud roads.
They camped on the pier while they waited for their ship.
Oh, boy. Because you know, Dwight David Eisenhower came right through Elkhorn in 1919.
So did Henry Ford.
Yeah.
He went through in our time.
Mhm.
Oh, is that right?
Henry, remember Hein Volz drove him to Fremont to a convention.
So, I mean, even though we're just this little
Oh, we
speck
got
on the
a lot
map,
of-
a lot of important people went right through our little community, and it was because of that Lincoln Highway. And the railroad, of course, is the main reason I think we've had our, but we've kind of stayed a sleepy little community until about in the 70s, and then now we're really a popular place to live.
see
And I
that.
think our school has been a really big part
I'm sure.
of our growth. People really want
It
to come
really
here.
will be after the vote yesterday.
Did their bond issue pass yesterday?
Yes, it
Oh,
did.
great,
I
great,
think only
great.
11% of the people voted though, which
Oh.
shocked me.
Yeah, well, it was still a nice day to be out though.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Jean, upon graduating from high school, what did you do?
I left for the Army.
You left for the
I
army.
worked right off out from the time I was 15 on weekends and summers.
And mostly building.
Oh yeah, the carpenter. I was
As a carpenter.
In the Thunder Press, right off out.
Mhm. And that you've stayed in the construction trade, basically.
Right.
Mhm. And you went into becoming a teacher
Oh, yes, yes,
Yes.
indeed. I
And
went
did
to
you
many
graduate from-
schools.
from Duchesne.
Yes, graduated from Duchesne,
Duchesne.
then graduated, got my master's at Creighton,
Mm.
and taught school for 7, 9 years, even substituted in Chicago for a couple of years. So, and then raised children,
Sure. 6 lovely children.
6 lovely children.
And Jean, you
They'd
have,
love to hear me say that.
how many children
We
do you
have
have?
6 too.
6, and you married Josephine
Right, again.
McGinn. Did you meet her in Omaha too?
She was a classmate with Joseph. They She
Oh,
and Jo-
of Marilou's.
She
Oh,
and
so,
Marilou graduated
oh, so,
together.
well, that was great. And you have 6, you said
Yeah,
too?
we had 6.
And there was two of you born to your mom and dad, and you lost,
There were 4.
4.
And we lost an older brother when he was like 8 years old. They never knew from what, maybe could have been anything.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't very good at diagnosing. They were, Veronica, my mother were on their way to the hospital with him.
Mm.
And he died on the Lincoln Highway.
He died on the Lincoln Highway. And then there was
And then we had a little girl who was also older than we were. She was she 6 months old?
Maybe a little older.
Maybe it was something around that.
Must have been that sudden infancy. We really didn't know.
What do you remember about growing up in Elkhorn? What was a big event every day for you besides school?
Big event, getting him
The
into the
biggest event I
school.
think we had was the Golden Spike Days.
There you go,
That
yes,
must have been the biggest
yes.
thing.
That new book has the Golden Spike Days.
And that had to do with the railroad?
Yeah, the railroad.
Mhm.
They,
When the Union Pacific
when they
met.
joined the, they came from the west and the east.
At Promontory Point in
they
Utah,
met, and
yeah.
that's where they drove the Golden
Mhm.
Spike.
So they had Golden Spike Days, and you remember that?
And they had a big movie premiere, and
Oh.
our bands all went into Omaha to march down the street.
Marilou was on the staff of the very first yearbook that Elkhorn had for
my
its high school,
goodness.
right?
Yes, they
And
were
when
just
you
coming
graduated,
in.
we didn't have a yearbook.
No, the year before they didn't have
Yeah,
it.
so Marilou was
Yeah.
on the very first staff there. I remember that book is a neat looking book. Did you have any stories that your mom used to tell? I used to love to visit with your mom when she was still alive. She used to.
Well, you know, we used to have an operator, a telephone operator.
Mm-hmm.
Opal was her name. And,
PBX board.
Yes, and she was right next door to the Lutheran church. She had her equipment all set up in the living room there. And she kept track of everybody in town. So if a call came to Elkhorn requesting somebody, she knew just what house they were in. If they were playing bridge, or if they were having altar society, or whatever they were doing, she could call them in. And if you didn't have a phone, for 10 cents, she sent a runner to tell them there was a phone call for them.
Oh, and they could come to that PBS?
They could come to PBS and talk.
I think maybe some interesting to note for the kids is that PBX board is in the Smithsonian in Washington DC. I found that out as
Oh,
a
is
clue.
that right?
Yeah,
Oh my
in my
gosh.
research, I found that that same switchboard
Oh,
is at the Smithsonian.
That-
Someone had told me that, and I
Yes.
thought, gee, from little old Elkhorn, I just can't believe how, we really haven't had anybody, we haven't had like a Johnny Carson or somebody like that, but, you know, Elkhorn's had a lot of neat people come out that really, have made
That's right.
a name for themselves and benefited our community, not lost, not forgotten its roots here. Did you belong to the Boy Scouts when you were?
briefly he did, I remember.
I belonged to the Cub Scouts for a short time.
Cub Scouts?
I think so.
You were probably an altar boy.
Oh, yeah, I was an older one.
Altar boy, yeah. Couldn't be an altar server like we can today. Us ladies weren't allowed in church like that, but no. You remember Father Brock then?
Oh,
certainly.
indeed.
Now, did you guys have a lot of connection with Boys down there at all? Do you remember like Father Flanagan?
Yes, indeed. We remember when they made the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and we used to spend a lot of time out there playing with Bob Watson and Mickey Rooney. Spencer Tracy was there. I remember Blackstone, the magician, was there.
Your mother taught school at Boys Town?
Later,
Later?
probably 15 years later.
Okay.
But Father
When I left for
Flanagan,
the army, she taught school. And helped Marilou, but went to college.
Go through college, okay, sure, yeah. Yeah, as a,
Okay,
I remember Father Flanagan brought the script that he wrote, the story of Boys Town, to Mother to proofread it. This was before she taught there.
uh-huh,
But he had it all, you know, it was harder to write then than it is now. Don't forget, we had to type everything. Could only have 3 erasures on one page.
on one
and
page, right.
had a lot
yeah.
of rules. They had to retype, get to the last sentence and retype.
Mm-hmm. Who was the principal or superintendent when you were in high school? Or in school, period, do you remember a lot of them?
Oh, Magnuson, Quick.
Magnuson, we were in grade school. Quick was his name,
Quick.
Quick, and
And
then Jenkins. took over.
Jenkins.
Mm-hmm. And like, when you were in school, they still had like Future Farmers of America?
Oh, yeah.
No, but weren't you were in that? But you were interested more probably in the construction part of Future Farmers? Did you always love to be with wood and building homes and?
when he was 14, my mother let him tear the kitchen all apart and rebuild the cabinets. And he was in some class at school. And I remember he rebuilt the whole kitchen.
So he's
I
always
suppose
had
it's
a
still
love
that
of
way
that.
today.
Yeah.
He also was in Future Farmers, and he got a pig that escaped. And he was supposed to raise this pig, and in the fall this pig disappeared. Well, we tried all over notifying everybody the pig was gone. Come spring, the pig showed up west of Elkhorn. He gained a few hundred pounds.
Oh, boy.
He had what? At Clausen's farm.
Clausen, they captured it. There were 4 of them.
There were 4, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So he was a successful future farmer.
Mm-hmm. Because Gene's a very, you're retired now for a few years, but construction, you really built a lot of apartment complexes in Omaha and homes.
Right.
Yeah, you did very well. Did you, like you came out of the Army and then you, would you just
Well, I went
pick
back to
out
work for Adolf Ott.
for Adolf Ott?
For about 6 months. And then
6 months?
And then I got a better job in Omaha that paid more money, so.
But it was still in the construction
Oh, yeah, as a carpenter.
as a carpenter.
I remember you worked on the Veterans Hospital.
So it
Yeah,
wasn't
where's-
just residential or apartment type things, you did commercial work too.
Not a whole lot, though.
Not a whole lot, but.
Mostly it was on high.
That was when
Mostly
they had to
homes?
close down for the winter.
Mhm.
If it got cold, they quit.
Yeah. Where was the very first house you lived at in Omaha after you married Josephine?
Where we live,
Yeah.
in Benson,
In Benson?
66 and then,
Did you build that house?
we built that house.
You built that one?
We built the house a year before we were married. So
Oh,
when we got married, we'd have a place to
brand
live.
new home. Oh,
It
nice.
didn't quite work out that way. The
Yeah,
Korean War
cultivated.
started.
For the Korean War?
And the Korean War started when I was in the reserve, and so I had to go back for a year.
So you went back for a year and served.
So I lasted a year old before we moved in. We
Mhm.
rented it out in the meantime.
So then you were away. So this is after you even were working in the construction trade. So then you came back from the service and then started up your own Witt construction again
Yeah.
and kept at that
I
trade?
worked for Bull and Fallon for a while.
Okay. And the Bulls were very Fallons. Are you related to the Fallons?
Not really.
You just have relation kind of in common.
Mm,
Emma
yes, there
Posh
you go. Mhm.
would be,
Well, she-
Related to our
True.
aunt,
yes,
or
okay.
aunt by marriage. I
Yeah,
guess.
aunt by marriage.
Or I
Yeah,
guess it's
you
like
guys
by
were
marriage.
very confusing in school because I never knew. With the Posh twins were related to so many people, but sometimes they weren't related, but the names were awfully similar, but it was like cousins in common or something like that. So, but you both went out of the community to find your spouses, and you just never really came back to Elkhorn, either one of you, but you, I
I
mean,
lived here for 30 years.
for 30 years. After you're graduating from high school?
No,
Oh,
from the time I was born.
from the time, you stayed here for 30 years.
Mostly,
But your mother
except when
stayed
I
here
was in
for,
college.
she lived to be 90 what?
97,
97. Spent most of her time right here in this community.
yes.
Yeah, she was a wealth of information.
Yes.
And your dad too. Your dad was a really good craftsman too. Didn't he build like grandfather clocks and things?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he was just.
He built the house there that we lived in.
Hmm. So you watched it.
We came about honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say. But the Witts weren't necessarily in construction when they came to the community. They sold cars or were in the
They
transportation.
came with the horses for the delivery barn,
Okay,
and they switched to cars.
and then they switched to cars. Yeah. I know that picture, I think we made a copy for you that one time that
Yeah.
showed the livery
Oh,
right on Main Street.
Right on Main Street.
Yeah, that had the
I
Witt
have it at
livery.
home, I've got it on the wall.
Yeah, that was a neat.
Who made the picture, do you remember?
No, I don't know who made it. I mean, it was in with Caroline Holling's
Was
pictures.
that right?
Yeah, that's who I had got it from originally.
Carol,
And
she was a sweetheart.
wasn't she a sweetheart too? I said that really there were just so many like your mom and Caroline and Lily Ross and all those that really kept tabs on everything that went in town. You know, because like Caroline Holling lived on Upper Street and your mom lived on Main Street, and they didn't live all that far apart. And they went to, and they did all those opera things
They
together.
used to do the elocution and remember Helen Sager? Remember she used to do that Eve, give me a piece of pie. They did it. I guess it was elocution they took. And they
Must have been.
performed or enjoyed it.
Sure. Yeah, they did that for their little opera things. And Twyla Goodhart, she was your aunt.
Yeah.
And her father was a chamberlain who ran a hardware store. And with Earl was, your, uncle,
Mhm.
and he was the postmaster. Yeah. So you guys come from a lot of good roots in this town that you know, none of your children live here, but, your granddaughter we hear was, Jean was a teacher here at middle school in Elkhorn for a while, which is neat. I'm glad to have a Witts. There are still some Witts that reside here that are prominent. And Pat Goodhart lives here. Yeah. He gave us a bunch of old pictures that he got from his dad. And they're before your time. Yeah, they're before your time. And then we got some, maybe these.
An aerial photo.
An aerial photo that Dean Sager took. Was he close to
Sure.
even your age?
Yeah, Dean
Yes.
was about-
Dean, there
he was about a
shows,
year older than I was.
yeah, this shows Maple Street here and 204th, or Highway 31. And that's all the Winterburn farm with all the,
Okay, I see.
yeah. And then